All right, everybody, you guys, are you awake? Let's sing together. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Play from spirit.
Dee Mellor. Rip it, buddy, rip it.
Hey, woo! Woke up this morning with the mind nice, Steve. Stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. One more time. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. Singing and praying. That was beautiful. I love that little rocking it up, jazzing it a little bit there, huh? Sweet. Thank you, David Joyce, guest music director today. David Joyce, give him some love at the Soul Purpose Band. Yeah, and he brought one of his students with him, Alexis.
Hi, yes.
Yes, good to see you as well. So now we have the la, the la instead of the L's. They're singing it this morning. Good morning, CSL Simi Valley. Happy. Oh, you're doing it from. It's like there's nobody back there. Lane's doing it. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Who are the mothers that are in the house?
I'm a mother. I love her.
You know what? That's so cool. I love that you said, I'm a mother, and I love it. I love it. My mother says the same thing. It baffles me that she could say that with me and my brother, because we have been a pair, I tell you what. Well, grateful to you. Thank you to you. And for all the men who step in that mother role, I want to acknowledge that today, too, because it takes two parents, whether it's two men, two women, or a man and a woman. It takes a village, right? That's what really, to raise them. It really takes a village. We all get to raise children, but on this day, we get to celebrate the mothers. You know, COVID has made so many changes in our life, and people have made their transitions, and nobody was able to be there for the celebrations of their life, and that happened to one of our own. Our dear Bill Tilden made his transition during COVID, and his daughter called me on Friday to say they're having a service for him. I know it's last minute. It's today. It's at 1 o'clock. It's at Masonic Lodge. Just want to let you know about it. If any of you are an interview on Facebook or YouTube or on our cslcme.org, if you're interested and want to come and see him, see his family today at 1 o'clock at the Masonic Lodge. So just wanted to acknowledge that. That guy right there, he gave good hugs. Almost as good a hug as John Shealy. Almost. All right. Let's talk about our vision and our mission statement this morning. And here it is on the screen for you. Let's join together. And at home, say it at home so your neighbors are like, what are they doing over there? Here we go. We're community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. We celebrate all paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. That's who we are. That's why we're here. And here's what we do.
We pray. That's what we do. So join me. So as we move ourselves into this powerful moment of now, this loving, nurturing moment of now, recognizing the one great nurturer there is, and recognizing that each and every one of us are an expression of that one great nurturer. We remember and we love that we are here together, expressing ourselves uniquely as each one of us. And as we remember, once again, we allow ourselves to open our hearts and our minds and hear what we need to hear as we listen to everyone that comes up here and expresses. And then we get to share it with each other. Whether we share it here in person or we share it virtually, we get to share it with each other. So allowing this service to unfold with the grace and ease and knowing we receive what we need to hear and receive, I now release this word to law, knowing with absolute certainty that each of us are loved and valued just as we are. And together we say, and so it is. Please stand, sing, and dance your heart out.
You have the lyrics, so there's no excuse. We want to hear everybody singing out loud. If you're here, great. And if you're here, out there, please sing along.
How can I serve today, sweet spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will follow. Who needs my love today, sweet spirit? Who needs my love today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will follow. How can I serve today? How can I serve today? Who needs my love today? Who needs my love today? Sweet Spirit. So we begin with the affirmation. I will state it first, and then I will ask you to join me. I faithfully pull back the curtain and consciously walk through fear with Spirit as my guide. Together. I faithfully pull back the curtain and consciously walk through Spirit as my guide. I found my reading in the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo.
gets its power from our not looking at either the fear or what we're afraid of. Remember that attic or closet door behind which something terrifying waited? And the longer we didn't look, the harder it was to open that door? As a boy, this obsessed me until I would avoid that part of the house. But finally, when no one was home, I felt compelled to face the unknown. I stood before that attic door for the longest time, my heart pounding. It took all my small inner boy strength to open it. I waited on the threshold, and nothing happened. I inched my way in and stood in the dark even longer until my breathing slowed, and to my surprise, my eyes grew accustomed to the dark. Pretty soon, I was able to explore the old musty boxes and found pictures of my grandfather, my father's father, the only one in the family that I am like. Seeing those pictures opened me to aspects of my spirit. It seems whatever the door, whatever our fear, be it love or truth or even the prospect of death, we all have this choice again and again, avoiding that part of our house or opening the door and finding out more about ourselves by waiting until what is dark becomes seeable. So as the fear acronyms like to remind us, forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. And so it is.
It's got my name up there, but please, if you would, welcome a former student and a dear friend, Alexis, who's going to sing you a song. I asked her if she had a song that might be appropriate for today, and she came up with a song I'd never heard of, and it's a really beautiful message, and just be open to that. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me today. When he told you you're not good enough, when he told you you're not right, when he told you you're not strong enough to put up a good fight, when he told you you're not worthy, when he told you you're not loved, when he told you you're not beautiful, you'll never be enough. Fear, he is a liar. He will take your breath, stop you in your steps. Fear, he is a liar. He won't stop your rest, steal your happiness, cast your fear in the fire, 'cause fear, he is a liar. When he told you you were trouble, you'll forever be alone. When he told you you should run away, you'll never find a home. When he told you you were dirty, that you should be ashamed. When he told you you could be the one that grace could never change. Oh, fear, he is a liar. He will take your breath, stop you in your steps. Fear, he is a liar. He will rob your rest, steal your happiness, cast your fear
in the fire.
'Cause fear, he is a liar. Let your fire fall and cast out all my fear. Let your fire fall, your love is all I feel. Let your fire fall and cast out all my fear. Let your fire fall, your love is all I feel. Let your fire fall and cast out all my fear. Let your fire fall, your love is all I feel. Let your fire fall and cast out all my fear. Let your fire fall, your love is all I feel. Oh, fear, he's a liar. He will take your breath, stop you in your steps. Fear, he is a liar. He will rob your rest, steal your happiness. Cast your fear in the fire. 'Cause fear, he is a liar. Fear, he is a liar. Thank you. God bless you all.
It's that time again. It's time to visit the God Awareness Place. And for 3 minutes, you can go in and commune with yourself and your inner divine intuition, wisdom, whatever you choose to call it. And I'll start by ringing the bowl 3 times to allow you some deep breathing in between if you choose. And David will bring you out and back to the awareness of the room when the 3 minutes is up.
Make me a servant, humble and meek. Lord, let me lift up those who are weak. And may the prayer of my heart always be, make me a servant, make me your servant, make me a servant today.
So one of the meditative practices that I like to do, especially when I'm having that feeling of forgetting everything and running, is stop. Take 3 deep breaths, turn within and see what's going on. Remind yourself that all is well right here in this moment, and then proceed. Try it. It might be the beginning of a wonderful relationship with meditation. Thank you.
David, we bring you back again.
All right.
Yeah.
Please welcome Alexis to the stage. Thank you.
And Alexis, what is your last name?
Castile.
Castillo. Alexis Castillo.
Oh,
Give her some love,
At
everybody.
the end, Castile. It's French.
Oh, Castile.
Yes, yeah.
Castile. Right. Bonjour.
And it's also the state in Spain where my fiance Laura lives. And this is a song of blessing for all of us on our journeys of life and where we're going and where we've been, and take this thought with you. Comes from an Irish blessing initially. May all your days be filled with grace and beauty. May all your nights go swiftly toward the dawn. May God's great love go with you on your journey, and His Spirit go in your song.
When troubles fall like rain upon your shoulders, when sorrows come and bend you like a bow, remember this, I never will forget you. My heart goes with you wherever you go.
And may the Lord bless you and keep you. May He make His face to shine upon you and give you peace, and give you peace forever and evermore.
Now go with God, go in His care.
And until we meet again, we leave you with this prayer. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May He make His face to shine upon you and give you peace, and give you peace forever and ever
Lovely. David Joyce, Alexis Castile. Lovely. And the Soul Purpose Band. Beautiful. Great songs today. I feel blessed. Okay, you all know it. Let's do it together, right? Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! What's the key thing that's happening in that scene? Do you remember the scene? Come on, we all watched it growing up, right? They're walking. They're still taking the steps. They're making the moves. They're scared, but they're making the moves. That's the key thing about fear, the liar that you were talking about. The key thing about it, we got to keep taking the steps. I just love that. I had to go back and look at that scene. Just that one scene is on, all the scenes, of course, are on YouTube. YouTube has everything. Between YouTube and Google, is there anything unknown nowadays? I mean, I miss encyclopedias, though. I miss the turning of the pages and finding out things that I never thought I would find out any other way because alphabetically they follow the thing I was looking at, you know? Google suggests things for me, and it always suggests things for me that I've looked at already, so I keep going through this loop back and back and back again. It doesn't expand. But that's my tangent. I'm done. I should have set a timer for that one. Do you guys have fear of my tangents? Face them. Rejoice. I love that. Oh, thank you, Terry. Thank you. You know, but the thing about fear is that we come with some natural fears. They're just part of growing up. It's just part of being a human being, right? I mean, that's the whole deal with the lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, they're afraid of what's happening in the dark. We're afraid of the dark, looking under the bed, the attic window, all that kind of stuff, right? But there's so many fears that get educated into us throughout our experience in life. Don't do that. Those people there in that neighborhood over there, don't go down that street. All these scary things that are put into our brains, educated into us. But you know the great thing about that? They can be educated out of us as well. We have the choice to do that. This fear, those particularly the educated kind of fears, the ones that are told to us that we adopt and start to live from, those are the ones that are responsible for the knee-jerk reactions that we get to life sometimes. You automatically lock your doors or cross the street or when a certain person might be walking by or, you know, these judgments that we make that are so difficult to get past, that they're actually this need to kind of dominate or control situations in many attempts. And what's crazy about it is frequently we don't know that we're trying to dominate or control or manipulate a particular situation because we are gripped by the fear. The fear so easily grabs a hold of us that we don't recognize that we're doing all of these things that are really just set up to protect us from something that maybe we don't need to be protected from after all in the end. Maybe it's like Dee was saying, we need to face that stuff. This fear, though, this fear that comes to us, the educated kind, it contracts us and it allows us to eliminate certain aspects of the world events and world culture and the people of the world or the situations of the world or your own opportunity to expand and to grow. Now, I still don't like liver. I'm scared of liver. I've tried to face it, but it just doesn't work. I guess so, I don't know. But this thing, sometimes this fear gives us some illusion of control. Like maybe, just possibly, we're going to protect ourselves from this situation. Sometimes the fear is coming up for us to make us believe, that we will not lose something. We're trying to hold on to something. Fear comes up saying, if you go there, you're going to lose something. Don't want to lose that, so we get afraid of it. It's almost like having faith in the thing that we don't want instead of having faith in the things that we do want. And that's the joy about fear. The thing about fear, I like to think of it as like a sign on my dashboard of life, my emotional dashboard, that says, here's something that maybe I might want to look at. Not something I necessarily want to run from. I may need to be a little cautious about it. That's why the fear is showing up. But do I need to run from that sort of a thing? Maybe it is to face it. and to face it with faith. Dr. Holmes says that fear is actually the antithesis of faith. Like faith, fear may be conscious or subjective, and if it is to be eliminated, it must be removed both consciously and subjectively. To do this, it sometimes is helpful to turn to a power that is greater than we are, that we are a part of, that is within us, consciously and subjectively. We must decide, we must make the decision that I want to move past this fear. We must find out what is the subject that we are afraid of, and then we analyze our belief system around that. So we can't really get rid of it. Fear is indispensable to survival itself. We talked about this last week. If you're not afraid, I mean, we are the quick decision makers. Remember last week we're the quick decision makers, and the reason why we're quick decision makers is what? Because we're the ones that didn't end up in the jaws of some lion, tiger, or bear. We descended from them. So great, they made some great decisions. We got some fears that come out, so it's necessary. But we also do things instinctively, or at least educationally, conditionally, that we might want to look at, might want to examine. Do you know that geese, when they fly under a bridge, no matter how high the bridge is that they're flying under, they duck their heads? Isn't that interesting? No matter what. Perhaps they need to, like Dee was saying, face that bridge, examine that situation, analyze it, and rejoice. A new acronym for fear. Face it, analyze it, accept it, and move on, right? Don't forget it. Face the fear. Stop. We need to stop ducking, or maybe I should say we should stop geesing through our life, right? Because when we can face our fear, when we can focus on it, and analyze it, consciously look at it, and then exorcise it. Ooh, I am just acronym king today. Can I remember that one? What is that? Face it, analyze it, become conscious of it, and then exercise it, examine it. We can look at our inner geography of life. What is our motivating operating system, and how might we need to update that operating system? It might be time for, David 6.2. Because I'm assuming that you've updated your operating system a few times already, right? Robert, 12.7. Nothing against David. He updates his system more frequently than you do. That's all it is. The thing about doing this operating system upgrade that I'm talking about, looking at it, examining it, seeing what these things are that we're afraid of that change over time, is that it becomes extremely liberating to discard some of these fears. We can stand a little taller. We can walk a little brighter. We can be a little braver and courageous in our life. Doesn't mean that it goes away. It means that we still might get, a little cautious about something, but because we've looked at it, we go, well, I'm cautious about this because I had an experience before, but that's not always been my experience, and over time that experience can change because I have learned to unlearn that fear. And that's going to promote our emotional health and well-being. See, fear is constricting to the body, and anything that constricts the body is not good for the body. Ask our practitioner, former nurse Dee, she'll tell you. You want to be in flow. You want to be open. And sometimes a really good place to start is with spirit. This is why we do the treatment work, why we do the meditation work, why we do the class work. By the way, there'll be some classes coming up in June and July, so get ready for that. It's going to be fun. Carolyn Mace, everyone has a challenge with her name. It's M-Y-S-S. I think she pronounced it Mace. I know, but she would say that's not how you say my name. She says Mace. It's her name. It's fine. But her quotes are dynamite. And this book is fantastic. I highly recommend this one. It's called Intimate Conversations with God. And in it she says, surrendering your problems in faith to the divine is not crazy. It's cosmic liberation. I like that. Cosmic liberation sounds good to me. We're not talking about natural liberation, local liberation, global liberation, cosmic liberation. That's some big time relief right there. It's so set your soul free, she says. Pray like you have nothing to lose except your fear. Pray like you have nothing to lose except your fear. Because see, fear is the great separator. especially those learned fears. The natural fears, we might need those. They're going to be necessary. But the learned fears, in fact, it's not even any one particular fear that is a problem in our lives. The real problem is fearfulness. Some of us just are downright just scared of life. If we can move through that and understand that any one fear is conquerable, any one fear is something we can consciously and subjectively remove from our experience and move beyond that. But the ego response is always, no, not doing that. No, fear. It totally sucks you in. It wants to protect you. The ego says, I'm going to protect you from that. So your first answer is going to have to be no. But your second answer can be yes. Your first answer is going to be, no, I refuse. I'm just not going there. But consciously you can say, I'm going to try. I'm going to fortify myself through prayer. I'm going to fortify myself through meditation. I'm going to fortify myself by checking in with my prayer partner or checking in with a practitioner or calling Reverend Steve or writing him an email and see what's going on. I'm going to dive into that for a minute and see what's happening. Because, see, the fear thing, it gives you a strange kind of security, a false sense of security. You're not really secure because actually you're working under fear. And when you're ever being pushed by fear, you're not being pushed by the divine. So fear is something that externalizes whatever is going on and makes out there the source of your anxiety. It makes out there the fault. It makes out there the purpose you're afraid. It makes out there the thing that's urgently must be reacted to instead of consciously responded to. Fear is pointing outward. Faith brings it back in. And that's where we know our power resides, with that great power that is within us. So anytime we're seeing a fearful response to something, that's like, oh, fear, okay, come on in here. Come on, Spirit, let's walk through this. Show me, I'm ready. Because with the power that you got, I can't lose. That's the process. That's what we get to do, you see. The key is, like I say, look within and then look beneath. Go down below the surface. Find out what it is. Sometimes the fear is really pointing you to something that you find out that you're really caring a lot about. You know? Fear of homeless people experiencing homelessness. Fear of that person. Look deep within. There's nothing wrong with this. You're saying, oh, but the grace of God, there go I. I'm living one paycheck away from that. I am one illness away from that situation. That's scary to me. I don't want to face that. So now let's put it out there. But no, turn it back in. I don't have to face that. In fact, I have resources. I have an infinite power. I've got good working through my life. You know what? Actually, I have some skills. I'm a good cook. There's a food bank near my house. I just went to Costco last week. I know I got some extra food because that's how Costco works. Right? So I'm going to give some of this away. The thing I'm most afraid of is the thing perhaps that I might need to walk that much closer to and grab onto. That's the salvation of the earth itself. And we could definitely use that. For some reason, okay, somebody set a clock. I got a tangent coming. Oh, boom, here it is. So I was like, I was reading a book, one of my morning readings, and the reading said something to the effect of, and if we do this, it'll help the 4 billion people on the planet. I went, was this 4 billion? There's 8 billion. There's almost 9 billion people on the planet. Where in the world? When was this book written? 1980. 1980. We've doubled since 1980. My goodness. Where do we get? How many people can the planet sustain? About 12 to 13 billion. We need to start thinking about something really quick. Like stop having babies. You know, it's kind of crazy out there. Anyway, I'm back. So I am a little bit afraid of overpopulation. That's what I care about. Might be something I need to work toward. My new mission in life could be that. How many stop having babies? Hey, don't worry. Got that one covered. If you didn't hear it, she said, stop having babies. Got that one covered. Oh, start having babies. No. That fear is going to remain. I will, not. Let's move on. Hey, this next person, I found this quote and I was like, this is a great quote. Who is this person? Here's the quote. It's from Geraldine Sanders. She says, fear is only an illusion. It is the illusion that creates the feeling of separateness. The false sense of isolation exists only in your imagination. That takes me back to that homeless situation. That takes me back to those things that you judge, that you're fearful of, that you think are different than you or separated from you. They're not. And the fact that you think it is the first sign that it is not. The fact that you think it is, because there's only one life. The life that is God itself, the life that we are all living together within. And anytime you try to separate yourself from anything that is in life, you're making a mistake. Sorry to say that, but you are. Now, it might be a long way to get back to union. That's okay. Life is the longest thing you'll ever do in life. Give yourself some grace and take the time to do it. It's okay. It's okay if you see these things, but the reality is we can break that sense of illusion. It's only in your imagination, and we can move toward what we need to move toward. Tangent number 3. Who is Geraldine Sanders? The Love Boat. She wrote The Love Boat. Yeah. Now, she broke through some fears. She was the first person, female person, to be a tour director on a major cruise line. And she was one of the first female persons to write, screenplay, now they call it, what do they call it, showrunner for the show Love Boat. The show Love Boat came from her book, and then she sold that to Hollywood. Big stuff, right? And she lived to be like 95 or 96, and she was known for like really liking young boys. Not like young, not illegal young boys. Not like that. Like at 90, she was dating a guy, cougar, 67, 55, you know. She was rocking it. That's Geraldine Sanders. That's the screamer. Back again. Back to the room. Here we are. I don't know what this tangent thing's happening today. But see, now here, back to fear. If we can find balance in our life when we start to embrace our fears, we start to look at them as not something to run from, not something to be afraid of, but something to come toward and to move toward. Just like the lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, they kept walking toward their fear. That's what we get to do. Whatever your lion, whatever your tiger, whatever your bear is, walk toward it. Maybe consciously. Subjectively, with thinking, with awareness, with perception, with discernment. I'm not saying to go out there and do something stupid, but you must do it with conscious awareness. We are strengthened by our awareness. There was this king, and he didn't want to hear any bad news. Never. Don't tell me any bad news. Well, you know what happened in his kingdom. It was overrun by the neighboring kingdom. They kept trying to tell him they were coming, and he didn't. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. He was afraid of the news. Don't be afraid of the news. Welcome the news, north, east, west, or south, whatever direction it comes from. Don't be afraid of the news. Don't be like the ruler and lose your kingdom because you are not aware of what's happening within your life. That's what the fear is. It's like, hello, check this out. Answer the door. Don't be afraid. Use your ring or whatever that thing is. And look through do your work. Do your work, you know. Okay, I can open the door now or not. You know, Michael, come here with me and let's open the door together. Call your partner. You might have to do that. That's okay. But ignoring it will totally weaken you. It will weaken you. You become a less adequate participant in life when you ignore these signals that are just flying at you, you know. And you be like St. Catherine of Genoa. She says, the deepest me is God. The deepest me is God. The deepest you is spirit. It's the divine. It's the beloved. It's friend. It's the one. The presence. That's what's at your depth. This can hopefully give you some courage. You know? What is courage? It's just fear that has said its prayers. That's all. Yeah. Life's work. It's our life's work to become knowledgeable of ourselves, not only against our fear. Because see, our fear is mostly our fear is of what we don't know. What we don't know. The aim is to know what we don't know. To move beyond it, to know what our lions and tigers and bears are all about. To move toward that. To become our largest self, we must become the most inclusive self that we can. And I'm not just talking about through your own personal experience of life. I'm talking about all the different people that we want to separate ourselves from. And Lord knows, if you've been watching the news this week, there's a lot of fracturing in our country right now over something that has not even really happened yet, if you know what I'm talking about. This is our time to be more inclusive instead of exclusive. Richard Rohr says that the soul of the true self does not proceed by contraction, but by expansion. It moves forward by not by exclusion, but by inclusion. Be into life. Be open to life. Be open to difference. Be open to the thing that you're afraid of. And see where it can take you. Let it serve your highest vision, and it'll lessen your fear as you do so. You become more powerful and more purposive and more impactful in life when we can step up that way than when we're being afraid. It's less important what we're afraid of if we just keep stepping anyway. What you may find out is that the lion is actually a big-hearted oaf. He just wants some love. Right? On his journey to find courage when you had it all along. And this is the sweetest thing about it. Like I was saying, life, longest thing you'll ever do in life. Don't worry about it if you don't do it today. The seed is planted in you. It will come in the time that it needs to come. Your freedom from fear is your decision to take at any particular time. If the first time the thing comes up that you're afraid of, it still feels like you're afraid of it, that's okay. That's cool. No harm, no done. There's always more time. There's always another time to approach it, because I guarantee you, if you're afraid of it now, you'll be afraid of it the next time, and fear has a way of coming back at you over and over. That's life, to give you that lesson. But just take the leap anyway. Take the leap. Ignore the fear of falling. Take the leap. Karen Casey and Martha Vansberg, these are the ones that wrote the book that was so long ago that I had to look and see how many people were on the planet today. And then they say that fear is dispelled each time we rely on our inner strength and trust that our lives are in good hands. And we're not talking about Allstate. I'm talking about the divine hands of spirit. That's when fear goes away. Years ago, I was at an art sale. And I saw this piece, I don't know, just something, for some reason it just drew my attention in. And I liked it, had this writing on it. And I was reading it, and I wanted to buy it, but it was when I was, this was, let's see, I think I'm Stephen, I don't know, like 55.2 or something by now. So this is when I was like Stephen 31.6. That was a long time ago in my evolution. And so the idea of buying a piece of artwork that I was going to hang in my house, they talked about she did this and she did that when I was a he. I was like, I can't, and I kept walking around. Every time I'd walk past it, I'd see it again. And I'd walk around at other stuff, and there it was again. So I brought it home with me. And in it, here's the writing on it. It says that, poised on the precipice of her life, eyes wide, heart pounding, breathing, captured in trembling heart, she gazed into the naked space, void of light, absent of reason, without contemplation of simple equations, for it made no mathematical sense. But she jumped into the darkness, not flinching. Jumping into the blackness, not fearing. She jumped, leapt, fell, flew, soared. Embracing all questions, questioning all answers, she jumped undaunted, and she lived. Take the leap, my friends, regardless of what lion, tiger, or bear. Oh my, take the leap. And so it is. So let's, in the spirit of the Wizard of Oz, Now we know what the curtain is all about in the affirmation. Here we go. I faithfully pull back the curtain and consciously walk through fear with Spirit as my guide. And in case you're curious, that piece of artwork now hangs in my office. I brought it out of the office. It's now on the table underneath the mural if you want to look at it after service. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, something that I liked. Okay, so let's do our revealing prayer at this time. I feel like there's a lot of people eating breakfast right now. So I ask you this, because we already know that whatever it is we're about to pray about is already a reality in the mind of God. It already exists in this infinite experience that we call life. But we're talking about it, praying about it, because we're not seeing the evidence of it in our experience right here and now. What is happening for you that might be like that? What area in your life are you calling forth to see as a physical reality in your own time and space? Bring that to your consciousness right now. And if you're like Steve Fowler and your life is absolutely perfect and there's nothing that you're asking for, how about some gratitude for all the good that you have in your life? Bring that to your consciousness. Whatever it is, hold that idea in mind right now. Visualize it. Feel it. Act as if about it. Got it? You grabbing it? Here's what I know. The divine mind that is life itself, that sweet intelligence of the universe that we call God, Spirit, friend, beloved, the one all thing that is the only thing that is all and everything that each and every one of us are. We are spirit, made manifest in time and space, in a physical place called Earth, in the location called Simi Valley right now, or wherever you may be in the virtual world, because you're watching here, you are here with us in Simi Valley right now. And I know that whatever we are holding in mind is existing in that infinite space that is God, and by our awareness of its reality as an experience in the mind of God, we now bring it into our experience as an expression of our lives. We hold this truth and allow ourselves to be the open vessels to receive the messages, the cookie crumbs, the footprints, the hints of the divine, those moments when we go, oh, a hummingbird means this to me, and there's one outside my window. A butterfly means this to me, and there's one flitting by right now. Oh, when I got all green lights today, I know I'm on my way to great glory in my day. However it shows up for you right now, because of this prayer, the signals of the divine are showing up in interpretive ways that you know and see that bring you to the experience that you're holding in mind as a reality in your life. This is the power of spiritual mind treatment. I know, I accept, I receive, and with deep gratitude I say, thank you, Mother, Father, God, infinite presence, you divine spirit, for all that you bring into my experience here and now. And I now release this prayer into a perfect law that makes this reality so in my life. And so it is. So it is. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have a few ways to support our community. These are some financial ways to support our community, but there's another great way to support Center for Spiritual Living Simi Valley, and that is to serve on the Board of Trustees. We are accepting nominations for the Board of Trustees right now for qualified members of the church. That means you're a conscious giver, you've taken some classes, and you've been here a little while, and you like what we do. You like it so much because you're deciding to be on the board. If you would like an application for the board, Joe, raise your hand. Joe has the applications, and he will give them to you in the office right after service. And if you're online, you can download an application through an email that you'll be getting later today or early tomorrow. And that way you can fill it out and bring it into the office. We need your nominations by May 15th. That's when the nominating committee will look at them and decide who's going to fill the number of seats. Now, we have 3 seats on the board to fill because we didn't have an annual meeting during the COVID, and we've been some extensions of some terms. So one term will be 2 years, and then 2 terms will be 3 years. So that's what's coming up. If you've been thinking, God, you know, I'm kind of afraid of being on the board. Great. Great. You're the one. Right? Yeah. suckered you into that one, didn't I? Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, those are the other texts and gifts. Let's do, we got to update this. So this is going to be, when we get to this part, CSL Simi Valley and the world. And the world, okay? All right, here we go. Divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for CSL Simi Valley and the world now. Divine love is victorious. Here are your announcements for the week. And David, thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for this God in action flow of prosperity. For there is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfectly prosperous, and it's our life now, and I celebrate this truth as I now release this word, knowing all of this grows and grows and expands to be utilized with loving care, and together we say, and so it is.
David, can you give us another one of those great tunes, sir?
Absolutely.
All righty.
This is a song by Matt Mayer, and it's I was just thinking that we figured this out, or Spirit figured it out for us, that we had a song about fear to begin, and we had a song of blessing, and this song is about love holding us all together. It don't have a job, don't pay the bills, won't buy you a house in Beverly Hills, or West Hills, or Agora, no place. But won't fix your life in 5 easy steps, no, no. Ain't the law of the land or the government, but it's all you need, and love will hold us together, make us a shelter to weather the storm, and I'll be my brother's keeper, so the whole world will know that we're not alone. Take it.
It's waiting for you.
Yes, it is.
Knocking at your door.
Knocking at your door.
In the moment of truth, when your heart hits the floor.
When you're on your knees, and love will brother's keeper, so the whole world will know that we're not alone. This is the first day of the rest of your life. This is the first day of the rest of your life. 'Cause even in the dark, you can still see the light. It's gonna be all right.
It's gonna be alright.
Oh yes, it is the first day of the rest of your life. This is the first day of the rest of your life. See, even in the dark, you can still see the light. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. And love will hold us together, make us a shelter to weather the storm. And I'll be my brother's keeper, so the whole world will know that we're not alone.
All right.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. All right. Alexis Castillo, David Joyce, Soul Purpose Band, Steve Fowler, Randy Jones, John Bellis, great music, and Lane Taylor completing the La Singers. La Singers, the Singers, it's all the same. Keeping that French going. All right. So grateful to have all the folks here that helped to make this service happen. Ron is doing the stage work. He's also our lead on the team today. He's getting some help out from Joe and from Darlene. We've got Dee, who's double, triple involved in things. She opened up this morning, practitioner of the day. Now she's back there on slides. She'll be under the exit sign after service if you would like to have some prayer for after service. And then there's Gregory up in the booth doing his thing. Got his headphones on. Can you hear me, buddy? Can you hear me? Yeah, you can. You better be able to. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the moms in the house. Yeah. Flo, happy Mother's Day. Indeed. Hey, Pam, you too. Just wanted to give all that, just looking at everybody, just sending you some love. Joyce, you too. All the moms in the room. Fantastic. Okay, so let's see. Do we have anything else? Have I left anything off? Come see Karen. Karen Batten's doing her first Wednesday night service. If you come to Wednesday services ever, this would be a good time to come to give her some support and see how she's doing. Now she's come back home. She's left here, did her prodigal run, and now she's come back as a practitioner. That's absolutely fantastic. We're excited. And she's actually in ministerial school as well, so she'll be coming back not long from now as Reverend Karen one of these days. Hot dog, that's some big stuff. All right, let's all stand and do our closing benediction before we head out to celebrate our moms and go to brunch if you're going to do such a thing. Here we are. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love.
And may love be with you.
Oh, yes.
Love be with you, peace unfold you, spirit lift you, breathe it in, truth come through you, make love to you, let joy with you, till we meet again. Love be with you, love be with you, love be with you. Love be with you. Here we go. All together and hand in hand, see the light and take a stand. We are changing. A whole new life with you and me. Take your past and set it free. Share this a blessing. Come on. Love be with you. Peace enfold you. Spirit lift you. Breathe it in, love to you, never to you, let joy renew you, till we meet again, love be with you. love be with you. Yeah, let's do this one again. That's fun. Thanks very much.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. You top, same thing. 1, 2, 3. Love be with you, peace unfold you, spirit with you, breathe it in. Truth come to you, make it feel to you, let joy fill you till we meet again. Love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love be with you. Love, love, love be with you. Here we go. All together and hand in hand, see the light, we take a stand. Love are changing. A whole new life with you and me. Take it first and set it free. Say this a blessing. Joy to you, love with you, till we meet again. Love be with you. 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 All right.
Nice, you guys.
Alexis, great.
Thank you.
You stepped right in like a natural.
Everything you did was amazing. Thank you. You as well.